What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. As you all are well aware, you guys voted this in earlier for hitting the super chat goal for the Friday the 13th Part 6 Jason Lives live watch party. So now we are going to watch the remake of Friday the 13th, 2009's remake. This was voted in by you guys, and this is definitely going to be a fun time tonight. I will say that when I first watched this remake, I wasn't too keen on it, but it definitely has grown on me over the years. So we're definitely in store for a fun time. I greatly appreciate everybody who's going to be tuning in at this late night hour. Even though it is now June the 14th, it still is considered Friday the 13th here in my world anyway, because yeah, it's still the late night. I don't really count, the 12 o'clock switch. I don't count the next day until it's like 7 in the morning. So we're still celebrating Friday the 13th. This is definitely going to be a fun time, and I greatly appreciate everybody who's here. We are going to I'm going to scroll through the chat really quick because it is late, and I do want to get the movie started. Destin might be coming on here shortly. I'm not sure. If not, it's all good. We're just going to hang out and enjoy the movie here together. We have 7 people here so far, so I greatly appreciate every single one of you who is hanging out here in the chat and ready to watch the movie. You guys can find the movie. I posted it in the chat on Hulu, Google Play Store, Amazon, Fandango at Home. I also believe you can find it on there's another site that I posted there. It's a little bit late, guys, so I don't remember everything that I posted in the chat, but it's there. So if you guys want to watch the movie, definitely go check those streaming platforms out. And if you don't want to pay for it, you can use an off-stream site like I use, like SFlix, 123 Movies, so on and so forth. So I'm going to scroll here through the chat, say what's up to everybody, and then we're going to do the 5-second countdown and get the movie started. What's up, Paula? Glad to see you here. What's up, DJ? Go, DJ. And then my. Scroll here. What's up, Joseph the Horror Guy? I did see you posted this comment saying hi to everybody, saying I just wanted to stop by and show some love to you guys. Have a great night and a good weekend. I am going to sleep. I will see you in the next stream. Yes, absolutely. And I will plug that in now. Tomorrow, keep your notifications on. It will be posted in the morning. I'm going to make it after this stream is over, but we are going to be doing a live watch party of Saw 2. I will also let you know that Saw 2 and Jigsaw tied in the voting poll for that respective franchise. So we're going to do Saw 2 tomorrow for a live watch party, and then next Saturday, we're going to do Jigsaw for a live watch party. And that's how we're going to do it with all these voting polls. If you guys hit the super chat goal that you guys like hit and stuff like that, and we do these movies, these live watch parties as a bonus, if the movies that, we have on the list, if any of them tie, then basically what I'll do is basically do the one night, and then the following week we'll follow up on the other one that it tied with. Because I greatly appreciate you guys and all the support you guys show. Thank you for that, Paula. Paula saying just share it to the group. Awesome. Oh, wow. King Matthew saying, I don't think I've seen this movie, so this is a first-time watch for me. Okay, so, and you guys know the drill. If this is a first-time watch for any one of our viewers, please no spoilers in the chat. Let them go into this blind so they can have their own interpretation of it by the end of the movie. And Paula, this is Paula's first time watch as well. So, yeah, we're in for a treat. That's awesome. DJ said will not be able to watch, so I'll just sit here with you guys in the chat. Oh man, why can't you watch, DJ? if need be, use one of the off streaming sites that I just mentioned. sflix.2, 123 movies, so on and so forth. If you feel comfortable using those sites, so you can watch the movie. King Matthew saying, all I know about this movie is that Jared Padalecki from Supernatural's in this. Is in this one. I guess there's more to that. I'm hoping the Friday 13th, 2009 remake is good because I love the 2003 Texas Chainsaw remake, Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, and I know some remakes suck, like Nightmare on Elm Street 2010 as an example. Yeah, I will say this isn't as good as the 2009 Texas Chainsaw remake, but it has definitely grown on me over the years, and it is a solid remake. It is. I think you will enjoy it. DJ saying ready. Okay, awesome. Awesome. So that's awesome, DJ, that you were able to get the movie and you're ready to watch it. Awesome. That's what I like to see. Yo, what's up, Patrol? Glad to see you. Hope you're having a great night, and I hope you're able to pull up the movie as well. DJ said I just rented it off Prime. Awesome. Great. And I own the movie collection. Awesome. Hell yeah, man. It's going to be a fun time. Yep, Patrol putting his popcorn emoji in the chat. Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. So I'm assuming most of you guys are ready. If you are not ready, just let me know in the chat and stuff. But let me know if you are ready in the chat, and then we'll do the 5-second countdown, and then we'll get this bad boy started. Oh, okay. I thought this bad boy like glitched out on me. I had to scroll up for a second. And that is another thing I do want to plug in here real quick. Starting next week or whatnot, I'm hoping to do it with next week's Jigsaw live stream. I am planning on having the movie itself here on the live stream, but without audio. I'm going to put the subtitles on and stuff like that. So hopefully that will work and not, get me copyrighted and stuff. I don't think it will. I do see some people when they watch a movie and stuff, they play like some of the movie, like they'll play the movie, but they'll like fast forward it when they're doing like the reactions to it and stuff to where you can hear the audio. I just don't want to take that chance of getting the stream taken down, especially in the middle of doing the stream. So when I do this new thing for the live watch parties, I will have the movie posted up here on the stream, but with subtitles on, the volume down. So even if you guys are still watching it on your TVs at home, you know what I mean? If you choose to watch it on the live stream, you guys have that option as well. Breezy saying finishing lives right now. Oh, lives right now. Awesome. Hell yeah, man. And then Jason Goes to Hell. All right. Yeah, let me know what you feel about Jason Goes to Hell. I did see you posted a comment in the last watch party thread. So I'll have to check that out when I have some time, maybe tomorrow. But I appreciate you stopping in and being here, man. I greatly appreciate it. King Matthew III saying, I just put my DVD in. I've owned it for years. I just never unwrapped the case. So this will be the first time I use it. Awesome. Hell yeah, man. Well, I'm glad the first time you use it is here on the live stream with me. That's awesome. Breezy saying, hey, DJ. Now that's our DJ. That's right. Awesome. DJ saying, Breezy, that will cost $1.74 for a jingle. That's awesome. King Matthew saying, I did something similar a few years ago with Hellraiser. I watched it on YouTube with no audio, and that's how I lost my channel. So be careful with that. Oh, okay. Got you. So we might just stick with the regular scenario that we have here. Yeah, because I don't want to get the stream taken down. Damn, that sucks. I don't understand how some people who watch the movie with audio, they don't get their channels taken down. I hope that's not the case for nobody. I'm not trying to wish no ill will on anyone. I just don't understand how if you show the movie on your stream without any audio, you still can get your channel or the stream taken down But those who do like reactions and stuff like that can show the movie on their video or stream with the audio, and there's like no issue. I don't get that. So we might just stick with the regular scenario. And if anything, what I'll do is just I'll invest in Amazon Prime myself and stuff, and put the live watch party link here in the chat so we can all be in sync together. All right, so I'm assuming everybody is ready. I am going to do a 5-second countdown now, and then we're going to get the movie started. All right, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Yeah, I seen that, Breezy. I'm gonna definitely check that out. Breezy saying I posted hella insightful messages in the comments from the last stream, which I believe was a Liv's watch party. Yep, it was. Man, I must say I love this opening for the Paramount symbol, having this kind of like burgundy-ish, like red dark cloud look to it. It's pretty cool. Excuse me. That's right. I forgot Michael Bay was a part of this project. DJ, you can either reach out on Instagram. I think you said you didn't have an Instagram before, but if anything, if you have an email address, what I can do is I can leave my email at the end of the stream. I can leave it in the chat before I end the stream. I will say this, even though this movie has grown on me and I like it, I absolutely hate this opening with the new Pamela Voorhees. I know it's like very like quick and stuff like that, but I do not like it. I like the look, the rain and the black and white, and stuff. I like that, but I do not like the performance of this lady who plays Pamela. I don't. I'm not trying to sound rude, but I hate her voice. You need to be punished for what you did to him. Like it just sounds so unauthentic. But the cinematography is great. Breezy saying, yeah, that opening to the remake is like a subliminal message. A storm is coming. Yeah, for sure. Paul is saying, love the opening and the score. Yeah, the score is great. And I just wish they would have picked somebody better or told this woman who played Pamela in this movie to deliver the lines better. I don't like that. That's right. Marcus Nispel did direct this movie. Hey, Marcus directed this movie. No wonder it looks so good. Love that shot of the lake. Love the shot of the woods too. Doesn't have the aura that Jason Lives has, but it definitely still looks good. Like the cinematography is looking really good. DJ saying reason would be to let you know where to find a movie for others to watch on. Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate that, DJ. So yeah, you know what? I think I can do it now. Just give me a second. There you go, DJ. Paul is saying Willa Ford is in this movie. Let's see which one she is. King Matthew III saying it's funny that Jared Padalecki was in this and Jensen Ackles was in My Bloody Valentine remake the same year, and they both starred in Supernatural. Yeah, right. I said the same thing to myself when I saw both of those movies. Huh. See, this is okay. See, I didn't catch that dialogue before. But what's interesting is he said, this camp got closed down like 20 years ago. This movie was made in 2009 and we're supposed to be picking up in present day. So I guess they kind of, switched the timeline from the original movie to 1989 as opposed to 1980. Because as we know, if this was made in 2009 and released in 2009 and we're picking up in 2009, then that would be basically almost 30 years, not 20, like he said. I do love this opening where they're at the campfire and stuff. It definitely does bring back that nostalgia of the previous Friday the 13th movies, especially from part two. That was a funny ass line. I don't eat fish. It's not what you told me. That's fucking great. I'm sorry, it is. Awesome. Cool, DJ. Yep, campfire songs would be nice. It would be. Paul is saying I like this core group. Yeah, they're not too bad. At first, when I watched it, I really didn't care for the characters. But like I said, over the years, it has grown on me. And that includes the characters. I really like Jared Padalecki's character in here. I also have grown to like the character Trent. You will see him soon. This fucking dude. Oh no, she pulled a Diddy. Wait, you got to bounce, dude. May the force be with your swords. Love this shot of the woods right here. My boy found the weed. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna lie. I would react the same way he did. Fuck yes. I feel you, brother. I love you. And you. And you. And I even love you. Whoo, there he is. Love it. King Matthew saying it's kind of crazy that this happened, that this is supposed to be a remake of the first Friday the 13th, I think, and Jason didn't appear until Friday the 13th Part 2, so they got that wrong as well. Yeah, they definitely did. Well, I mean, I guess when you think about it in regards to, I mean, yeah, if this is supposed to be a remake to the original, I mean, what they did with the opening was basically kind of flash back to the original. And then basically now, I feel like this is somewhat more of a remake of the second one. Now that you say that, King Matthew. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Yeah, this is more of a remake of the second one because he has the knapsack, on his head, and we did get the opening of Pamela getting killed. So yeah, this would be more of a remake of the second. Yeah, good catch, Matthew. I had to sit there and really think about that for a fucking second. We have 11 people here in the chat, guys. If you haven't done so already, please atone for those sins and please shoot the like button. It definitely helps with the YouTube algorithm, and I greatly appreciate every single one of you being here on this late night hour. Yeah, that was a great point, DJ. Paul is saying Jason was the one came popping out of the water at the end of the first one. Yeah. Yeah. I know what song you guys are talking about. I'm not listening to it because I'm just listening to the subtitles because I don't want to get copyrighted. But I've watched this movie enough to know what song you guys are talking about. It is a banger. I also love the fact how we actually get like kind of like a full house of Jason. I know they kind of did that in Jason Goes to Hell, but I don't know. I just didn't like that too much. Thought it was a little bit too fucking big. Excuse me, especially if it was always thought to be that Pamela and Jason lived, around the camp and lived in one of the cabins or something like that. Well, fuck it. Let the perv watch. Wait, dude, if you're out there whacking off, man, that's not cool. Come on, dude. Yes, I am. What's going on, Patrick? Hope you're having a great night. Say Marcus is going to be busy on Tuesday night. Absolutely. Yes, I will be on Cheetah's channel. We're going to be doing an 8 questions live stream. I'm excited for that. And I can't wait for you guys to see the thumbnail that I have cooked up for it too. It's pretty sick. I got to send it over to Patrick tomorrow. Thank you for stopping in, man. I greatly appreciate it. Breezy saying this is a remake of the first 3 movies, actually. Huh. Okay. I'm gonna have to really dig deep into it. See if I can catch some of the third one. What's up, Cody? And are you Cody in the house? Thank you for stopping in, man. If you want to watch the movie with us, let me know. I'll give you a timestamp. And you can also find it on Hulu, Google Play, Fandango, Amazon, stuff of that nature. Or you can use an off-site like I do, like 123 Movies, S-Flick, so on and so forth. You fucking jerk, you found the weed. Oh, damn. Love this shot. Silhouette in the fucking tent. Sick. Love the score, too. The score is great in this movie. Bear trap. Bang! Got his ass. Oh, damn! That shit is gnarly. That's like one of the more gnarly fucking bear trap like scenes I've watched in horror movies. Great prosthetics too. Like that shit's stretched. Usually, when somebody gets caught in a bear trap, you only see like a little bit of it or whatever. You just see a lot of blood. You don't see really the, extension of the leg or the bone or whatever and shit like that. Yeah, Cheetah, for sure. Like I said, this definitely grew on me over the years. One thing that I always have liked about this movie, though, is Derek Mears' performance as Jason. He's fucking awesome. He's scary. Like, this is how you should want Jason Voorhees to be portrayed in a movie. He is definitely fucking terrifying in this movie. super aggressive. I love the fact that they add the hunter skills. I know some people don't like that aspect of him, but I do. And I love the fact that he runs. Like, I remember watching the trailer for this when it came out, and that's what sold me to go to the movie theater and see it, was that, you know, the scenes of him running. Ugh, that fucking tub is gross. Ugh. King Matthew saying, I've noticed that one of the characters looks like the dude from Transformer 2007, the one who Sam encounters Michaela's boyfriend, who he leaves for. Sam, I forgot his name. Huh. See, I haven't watched that movie in a long time. Cody saying, fun fact, Trent is the same Trent from Transformers. Okay, so that is Trent. Okay. That's funny though, too, because Travis Van Winkle, that's his real name. He also played in Jennifer's Body. And I think a lot of people said, wasn't his name Trent in that as well? I think a lot of people said that his name was Trent in that too. I haven't seen that movie in forever or whatever. But a lot of people said that that was the same Trent that is in here too. So that'd be crazy if he is like, he's the same Trent in Jennifer's Body. He made it to Transformers, and then he made it all the way here to Friday the 13th. That's nuts. That's fucking character arc right there. Small fucker was in 2 scary movies and an action movie involving robotic cars. Oh, love that shot when he comes up from the trap door in the fucking ground. See, this is what I'm talking about right here. Now, her running through the woods right here, this is aura. This kind of reminds me of what they did in Jason Lives with the fogginess, the blue lighting in the background. Like, man, I want more of that in every Jason movie or in the Crystal Lake TV show. I hope they incorporate some of that, especially at nighttime, because that's aura right there. But yeah, Cody saying, fun fact, Trent is the same Trent from Transformers. He's the same Trent who picks on Sam. So that means Transformers exists in the Michael Bay Friday the 13th. Yeah, for sure. DJ saying, look like push-ups through the tent. Yeah, right? That's funny, DJ. Woo! Love it. Boom! Love it. Fucking love that. Awesome. That was a really good opening. It really was. Minus the whole Pamela Voorhees scene, that was a fantastic opening. Fantastic way to start the movie. I love how he runs up and sticks the fucking machete right in the middle of his head and then kicks his fucking face off. Like, love that. Yeah, right, Paula. The last place to have sex is in a tent, right? Cheetah saying having fun for this remake. Absolutely. Yes, and everybody, if you haven't done so already, go subscribe to Have Cheetah Will Views channel. Go do that. If one of you guys can go to Cheetah's channel for me, grab the link and put it in the comment section, that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you for that, DJ. Yeah, you know it, Cheetah. Cheetah saying everyone is streaming Jason tonight. Yup, it's the national holiday, Friday the 13th. I'm gonna have to see if there's another Friday the 13th going on in 2025, because if so, we'll definitely do some more Jason live watch parties. I am going to be coming out with some Crystal Lake content because I'm very intrigued by that. I'm excited to see Linda Cardellini in it. I'm excited to see how she's going to do as Pamela Voorhees. I think she's going to do well, and I'm hoping with how young she still looks for a woman who's about 50 years old. I'm hoping they kind of make Pamela's character 35 at the least in this TV show. I think they can do it because she still looks great. She still looks young. Like she looks like she's somebody. She looks like a woman who's in her mid 30s, maybe early 40s. She doesn't look like she's pushing 50 at all. King Matthews saying it does make sense that it's a remake of part 3 as well because remember Jason doesn't get the hockey mask. Yeah, that is a good point, King Matthew. Yeah. So yeah, I didn't even pick up on that. Yeah, that's right. Breezy saying I love how it's all the first 3 combined in one movie. So the first being brief in the opening. Yeah. Again, I just wish that they would have either told the woman who played Pamela to deliver her lines better or cast somebody else because that that dialogue and the way she delivered it was awful in my opinion. I It's a big faux pas I have about this movie. I just didn't like it. I get it. It was supposed to be brief. We weren't supposed to really focus on Pamela like the original movie did. But I still feel like in order to do the character justice, you could have had somebody, who could deliver those lines a lot better, closer to like make it feel like it was Betsy Palmer. You know what I mean? Oh, look who it is. My boy from Hostel 2. They have a really good cast in here. They do. At first, I did not appreciate it. I didn't. But as I got older, they definitely grew on me. It's a piece of shit thing to say, oh, might want to look somewhere else. That's what other families are doing. Why don't you fucking try doing your job better? Especially if you're supposed to know the history of Camp Crystal Lake and the legend of Jason. Like, if there's been multiple, people to go fucking missing, outside of that group, you know what I mean? Like, and even just within the group, that should tell you something is not right. Cody saying I watched the OG Friday the 13th today. Yeah, absolutely, man. You can't go wrong with that. That's iconic. What? Because I'm black, I can't listen to Green Day. I love how he played it right there. That was great. Always enjoyed that line because I felt that. What? Just because I'm black, I can't listen to Green Day? Like, fuck is wrong with that? I like how he says, "Oh, make yourself at home," but then he was bitching at him for having his feet on the table and shit, which obviously is disrespectful. You shouldn't do some shit like that. But I just love how Trent is kind of like wishy washy in here. Oh, Lucille, baby, is that you? Lawrence, you've been cheating. I saw you with a bowl the other night. No, a bowl. Love this shot of him riding the motorcycle when the cornfields are there. Kind of gives you the vibe of Children of the Corn. Breezy saying, yes, sir, bruh. My name Breezy comes from my city to Windy City. LOL. Okay, so from Chi-Town. All right. Hell yeah. It's awesome. Home of Michael Jordan and the fucking Bulls. Home of the Bears. Damn, she ain't missing. She's dead. What? People go missing around here? They're gone for good. Makes you wonder who this older lady was. You know what I mean? Wouldn't it have been nuts if they would have revealed she's like Jason's grandmom or something like that? Oh man, this upcoming part is so disgusting. I fucking lie. Love this shot of the outside, the back part where Daniel Panabaker's sitting. Some drunken hoodlums. Oh man. I mean, steal the deer head. Cheetah saying you need to see Hunter x Hunter. Huh. Yeah, I've never even heard of that. Write that down. Yes, I am old school. I keep a regular composition book, like in elementary and high school, or in all phases of school, I should say. You're fucking lucky there, Stretch. Came that close to hitting the start button on that whoop ass machine, boy. This fucking dude. He's funny as hell. You're lucky that old mommy fart didn't put buckshots in your ass. Breezy saying Chicago is my hometown. I'm currently in the burbs now. LOL. I grew up in the west side of the shoe. Okay. Hell yeah. Hey, ain't nothing wrong of the shot. Yeah, ain't no wrong with that, man. Shit. I would keep it honest, man. You know what I mean? I know especially, how rough, the city part can be because I live in the city part myself. You know what I mean? And in my opinion, the goal is to move out to the burbs. You know what I mean? I feel like that should be the goal. Or if not to the burbs, at least to somewhere where, it feels more safe and fucking, lavish. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that should be the goal. It's fucking God. I will say this. It kind of, I mean, I know Danielle Panabaker's character is supposed to be like Trent's girlfriend, but it doesn't seem like she's like his girlfriend, in my opinion. Like, it seems like they were kind of more like talking or maybe just like friends, maybe with benefits, but like she wasn't really into him on that type of level because she knew he was kind of a douchebag. Very underrated. Yes, Cheetah. Very, very underrated. Derek Mears was awesome in this. And if they do another Jason movie to where, Jason is kind of older and stuff, because I know with Crystal Lake, they're probably going to make him a little bit younger. But if they do make a Friday the 13th movie where he's like older than like 40, 50 or whatever and stuff, I would love to see Derek Mears return because to me, this is my top three. It's obviously Kane Hodder, number one, CJ Graham, number two, and Derek Mears, number three. Now, some might have Mears ahead of CJ Graham, and I don't blame you if you do. But for me, CJ Graham holds a special place in my heart because I thought he did a fantastic job as Jason in Jason Lives. I feel like he doesn't get enough credit. I'm like I said earlier, I'm glad that he's going to these conventions and getting the love and the notoriety that he deserves. Because I definitely think he was one of the better Jasons. He was aggressive. Like, to me, he was the one, like the first real like aggressive Jason. I'm not saying the other ones in 2, 3, and 4 wasn't aggressive, but to me, CJ Graham kind of have more of an aggressive take on Jason that I think, doesn't get talked about enough. DJ asking, why wasn't Kane Hodder available at this time? Well, that's a good question. I think maybe he wanted too much money. I know that apparently, and I won't like spill the beans on how I know this and stuff, but I know for Freddy versus Jason, he basically, I mean, there's two sides to every story. But the side against him in regards to why he wasn't cast in Freddy versus Jason is because he priced himself out. And he felt like he should get equal pay or more pay than Robert Englund. So maybe he priced himself out. You got to think this was a remake. And plus, this is a remake, so they probably just wanted to go with a fresher take on Jason and stuff like that. Not saying Kane couldn't have did what Derek Mears did in this movie and stuff. I'm pretty sure he could have, but I just feel like maybe with the budget that they went for this movie, Kane might have wanted too much money. Breezy saying Derek Mears the second best Jason after Kane Hodder. You can argue he is the best Jason. Hey, I mean, I don't blame you for feeling that way. You know what I mean? It's just like I said, I just feel like CJ Graham does not get enough credit, and he should, because he was awesome as Jason and Jason Lives. And had some of the best kills in the franchise, too. All right, I am so behind in the chat. I'm going to catch up. What's up, Quentin? Thank you for joining. If you're going to watch the movie, If you need a timestamp, let me know. Yeah, I am super behind, so I'm going to scroll up here. DJ asking, was that old lady supposed to portray the old lady in The New Beginning? I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen A New Beginning. That was like one of my least favorite Jason movies, so it's been a while since I revisited it. But maybe. Cheetah saying, I was surprised with how graphic the kills were with a mainstream cast. Yeah, most studios tone it down a bit. Yeah, for sure. But I feel like, especially if you're going to do a Jason movie or a Jason remake and stuff like that, you kind of have to make it a little bit aggressive, to really like captivate the audience. Because this is supposed to be a new take, you know what I mean? King Matthew saying, I'm going to leave the stream for tonight because it is late where I am, but I will be joining for the Saw 2 stream tomorrow. Yes, awesome. See you tomorrow, King Matthew. Get some rest. Thank you for being here. Okay. Cheetah saying, I will send you a link to our deep dive on Hunter x Hunter. The ending is amazing. Awesome. Hell yeah. I love me a good ending. I definitely love me a good ending. DJ saying, is that the same guy from American Pie? Which character are you talking about, DJ? That shit ain't fucking right, dude. I will say this. I I don't like how he gets the hockey mask. I think it was kind of like shoehorned in. I wish he would have gotten it a more better way. Like, I feel like, because if you look at this scene, the cover is completely covering the mask. So it's like, kind of like, how would he know to like look behind it? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if they would have had the mask poking out a little bit more, it would have, made this a little bit better in regards to how he got the mask. But all in all, I wish they would have went with a different direction on how he actually got the hockey mask. No, Paula, I didn't. I had to scroll up because I was so far behind. DJ saying the dark haired guy who ran into the guy at the machine and frightened him. Uh, you talking about the store? I might have to go back later and check that out because I didn't really pay attention to that dude. But hey, it's possible. I don't know. No. Oh, this is so disgusting. So disgusting. I could never do something like that. Shoot the boot. Ugh, that's nasty, yo. So disgusting. No, can't do it. Sorry. Breezy saying, I used to think CJ Graham was Kane Hodder growing up, the way he played Jason, and realized he wasn't after looking it up and revisiting Lives tonight after a while, and he is one of the better Jasons. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely is. I'm so happy for him that he's getting to go to these conventions and he's getting a lot of love. I'm hoping, because my plan is to go to what is it called? Scarefest this year. I'm hoping he's going to be there again this year because I want his autograph, and I'm hoping Tom Matthews is there too. I want both of their autographs. If I can, I'm going to get me the if I can, I'm going to get me like the dual package, like the photo op and stuff like that. Get me a photo op with both of them, and then maybe get both of them to sign it. Great shot. Love that shot with the bow and arrow. DJ saying they could have that out. They could have had that. Yeah, yeah. If you're talking about shoot the boot, yeah, they could have edited that out. That wasn't needed for this. Excuse me. And I love that shot too when she comes up from under the water because she's trying to stay afloat and Jason's standing there. It's an awesome shot. So I'm saying like, Marcus Nispel didn't do a bad job, especially with directing. I will say Camp Crystal Lake in this one definitely looks like a lot bigger. The woods and everything, like it looks like a bigger area. It makes me wonder where they shot the movie. Might have to look that up then. Oh, I love this part. How he gets rid of her. And that's the thing, too. Jason was really smart in this movie. And I know some people didn't like that, but I enjoyed it. Bang. Oh, love that. Fucking machete right through the fucking deck. Pulls her up, and then she goes down. That's sick. And I love how they did it because when they pan back to Jason, it looks like he's still looking out in the water for her. You know what I mean? When he does that. Okay. So I went back up, Paula, saying the reason Kane wasn't available for this movie, according to Google, was due to the casting decision and Freddy versus Jason. Yeah, okay. But that has nothing to do with what these guys were doing. Like I don't know. Breezy saying Dave McRae said he doesn't remember the kills in this. Oh, that's interesting. I'm a fan of Dave. I absolutely loved how he played Freddy in Cecil Laird's Dylan's New Nightmare fan film. Thought he did a great job. If they're going to do a new Freddy movie, I would not mind seeing Dave get that shot. I think he did great as Freddy Krueger. I think he got the voice down. I think he's got the mannerisms, the overall personality. So he did great. Cody's saying, I'm surprised that they added Sam from Supernatural in this kind of movie, Yeah, but then again, you got to think Jared Padalecki also played in Cry Wolf, which is, it's not to the level of this, Jason and stuff, but Cry Wolf was a great whodunit. For a PG-13 whodunit, that was a really good movie. Wow, so I'm assuming Jared was in the House of Wax. See, I got to revisit that. The remake, that was a great remake too, but I don't remember him being in it because I haven't watched it in so long. Yeah, but House of Wax remake, that's a fun watch. It really is. Might have to do a watch party on that soon. That definitely needs more attention. Breezy saying, and yeah, OGs moved us out the shot as kids. Obviously, why, especially where we were at the time. Got to do what you can to live your life the right way. Chief Keef, a prime example. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. For sure. I'm all about that, man. I'm all about that. It's like Tupac said, you know, what he say, ain't mad at you. Shit, I ain't mad at you. You know what I mean? Anything to get you, anything y'all, well, I shouldn't say that because I want to get demonetized. But anything to get y'all up out the ghetto and up out the hood, basically, is what Tupac was saying. You know what I mean? Like, absolutely. You should want to strive, to live a better life and stuff like that outside of that type of chaotic, environment. For sure. I'm all about that, man. Paul is saying it's possible he was a little ticked off and the problem was with the director. Yeah, I mean, yeah, with Ronnie Yu, but like I said, there's two sides to every story. And the story that I know is that Kane overpriced himself. And I will say this from what I know, Kane is very like, he kind of thinks his shit don't stink. So, for instance, if I were to, I'll use myself as an example, and this is based on experience from somebody that I know personally. Not going to say any names. But if I were to ask Kane tomorrow, right, to do an interview here on the channel with me, he would look at my subscriber count and say I don't have enough for him. That's the type of dude Kane Hodder is. Great actor, great portrayal of Jason Voorhees, but he feels himself to a level, from what I know about him. Like I said, won't say no names, but if you don't have a certain amount of following on YouTube or something like that, and you ask him to come on for an interview, if you don't have a lot of subscribers, he's not going to do it. And me personally, I think that's kind of shitty, you know, because my thing is everybody knows who you are. Everybody knows you as Jason Voorhees, so why be like that? You know what I mean? Like, why not show support to the fans who made you what you are? Because it was the fans who spoke and said they loved your portrayal of Jason. I'm not saying his work didn't pay off, or he didn't put the work in, because he definitely did. But it's the fans, who make him who he is. But some people don't see it that way, and it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. And I also will say this, because I know some people, and I originally didn't like this idea of Jason having Whitney held captive because she looks like, his mother. But it plays into Friday the 13th Part 2 when Jenny puts on Pamela's sweater and basically starts talking to Jason as if she is Pamela. And we get that sequence where Jason is kind of confused. He doesn't like go through automatically with trying to kill Jenny, because in that moment in his mind, he sees Pamela, his mother, talking to him. So I kind of feel like that's what they played into this in regards to Whitney's identity looking like Pamela Voorhees. Yeah, Breezy saying, I've been a big fan of Dave ever since his Halloween 18 concept video. He's a genius. Yeah, he's really, really good. Really, really, really fucking good. I like Dave as well. I'm a fan of his as well. DJ saying, why a person get demonetized here? Isn't this a freedom of speech platform as well as creating art through words and videos? I mean, you would think so, but YouTube has definitely cracked down with a lot of their like rules and stuff on what you can say, how you can say it, stuff like that. Like before I publish a video, and sometimes before I publish a live stream, I have to go through this monetization phase to where it has to be ad suitable in their eyes or whatever. They even have like certain restrictions on how much you can cuss and stuff. Like if you cuss, like I want to say within the first like 2-3 minutes of the video, they might hit you with, you know, a flag. Like you have to be pretty careful. Or you can cuss within the first few minutes of the video, but you have to bleep it out. They have definitely been, they've definitely gotten a lot stricter on their rules. Cheetah saying, yup, or Kane would ask for a speaking fee. See? You know, which me personally, I wouldn't mind doing because I've always thought that. Real quick, love this shot through the woods when Jared and Danielle was running from Jason. Great shot. But I personally wouldn't mind because, you know, it's helping the channel grow and it's getting eyeballs to the channel. You know what I mean? If I could afford it. But I'm pretty sure I can't afford that motherfucker to come on here and speak. So I'm pretty sure he would want, I would put it this way. I think his speaking fee would probably be like, I want to say maybe 1,000 at the least. And maybe I'm just overreaching, but that's just what I'm assuming. And I ain't got $1,000 just laying around to just say, here you go, Kane, come talk on the channel. You know what I mean? Especially when there's some out there who are willing to not even charge you for anything. They're just willing to come and talk to you on your channel and show support. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. Like I said, not to sound like a cheapskate, I wouldn't mind paying for an interview if I can afford it. If I can't afford it, then, you know, obviously I can't go through with it. But I love those actors who take the time to let you interview them and stuff, because in my opinion, that shows that they appreciate you as a fan for their art. Yeah, Breezy. Oh, Kane's really like that? Damn, yeah, for real. Yup. Some people are. Like, I will say this. The guy who played Michael Myers in the original Halloween. Who was not Nick Castle. Nick Castle's awesome. Amazing dude. So much love for Nick Castle. He is such a nice guy. Loves his fans and stuff. I think his name is Tony Moran, and I might have told this story before, but I'm going to say it again, and I don't give a damn. But I watched a YouTube video of this guy, Tony Moran. He's Michael Myers when Laurie takes off the mask and we get that iconic shot of Michael's face in the original for that brief second. He's the actor who plays Michael in that moment. And it's literally on YouTube or whatever. He was at a convention doing an interview and he's literally like trashing the fans in front of their face. Like he was telling a story how a guy came up to him and was so excited to meet him. And he literally said to the fan who was so excited to see him, what, you want to get on your knees and suck my dick? That's exactly what he said to him. I would never, and I've always wanted to meet him because of that iconic shot. But now, I won't even waste my time, because if he said some shit like that to me, they're carrying me out. The cops are going to arrest me because I'm punching the shit out of them. Sorry. Like that to me is the ultimate slap in the face to the fans who not only spend money for your autographs, pictures and stuff, but drive or catch a plane across the fucking country to fucking see you because they appreciate your work. Even if it was for a split second, you should be honorable towards those fans who basically made you a household name in so many words and still keep you alive at these, conventions. Would never, ever, ever in my life, I would never take that chance of trying to meet him, because I promise you guys, if that dude talked to me like that, he better squabble up, because I'm lighting him up. Sorry. Now back to our regular scheduled program. But yeah, certain people are like that. Is the gist of the story. Paul is saying, I love the soundtrack. Yeah, it's definitely a good soundtrack. The score is great. Everything. They definitely did a good job with the music and the soundtrack in here. Oh man. What's it? Let's see what you got. He's a fucking nut. What's it? Not even a swimsuit? Shit. Goddamn winter catalog. Yo. Oh man. Lady, I'm about to ruin your perfect day. Yo, what's up? What's going on, Oracle? Oracle 684 coming into the chat. Thank you for stopping in, saying I just finished my live stream commentary on my channel for part 3. I did parts 1 and 2 earlier in the day. Awesome. Good stuff. I'm gonna stop by after the stream. I'm gonna check out your channel and drop some likes on that. Show you some love. I appreciate you stopping in here. So that's the least I can do, since I wasn't able to watch because I've been streaming all day myself. He's a fucking nut. Trent is crazy. You got perfect nipple placement, baby. That shit always geeked me the fuck out. Have Cheetah Will View saying, I have actor Silo Fernandez from the Evil Dead remake coming to the chat on Monday. Ooh, that's awesome. What time, Cheetah? Let me know, because I do have the Horror Hooligans podcast episode with Destin that we're going to be doing on his channel. But if I can make it in just to even for a couple minutes and drop a like and say what's up, I will definitely do that, buddy. Oracle saying the 2009 remake, when it first came out, when I saw it in the theater, I didn't like it after I seen it. But after that, the last 2 times of watching it, I really enjoy it. It's different. Yeah, for sure. That's how it was for me. The first time watching it in the theater, I left the theater like, it was all right, man. It wasn't all what I expected it to be. But over time, after rewatching it a few times, I'm like, man, this is actually a really solid remake. And Derek Mears is awesome as Jason. Does a great job. Cheetah saying, no. Fuck. No. Oh man, I messed up. I didn't mean to do that. Shit. Fuck, man. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Fuck, man. I accidentally pressed that. I accidentally banned Cheetah from the comments. Fuck. Damn. I didn't mean to do that. I pressed the wrong fucking thing. I meant to press on the comment. Damn it. All right. Let me see something, because I'm not feeling that. I got to fix that. Shit. Okay. Okay, so let me go here on the channel. Sorry, guys, if I seem a little bit distracted real quick. I'm trying to get Cheetah back in the chat because I accidentally fucking banned him like a goof. Didn't mean to do that. Okay, so go to YouTube Studio. Okay, settings. All right, there we are. Channel info. Damn. All right. Fuck. No, I don't want that. Okay. All right. Let me fix this real quick. Fuck. Sorry. I gotta apologize to him. Oh, Val saying she fixed it. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Val, I didn't even know you were still hanging around. I thought you wrapped it up for tonight. Thank you so much. I'm sitting here fucking scrambling and shit, pulling up Cheetah's profile and stuff like that. Like, I am so sorry, Cheetah. Oh man, thank you so much, Val. I greatly appreciate you, the general, coming through in the fucking clutch. Um, that's gonna go down in the history books right there. I did not mean to do that. I went to fucking pull up the comment from Cheetah, and I accidentally, with my big ass fucking sausage link fingers, pressed the wrong one. Good Lord. Thank you so much, Val. Thank you. Thank you. Love you, Val. I appreciate it. Okay, so I don't know if Cheetah's other comment that I was going to press on is back in the chat, but I did see, Cheetah, that you said you don't pay for your interviews. And I did hear certain other content creators say they don't as well. So that's awesome. And I apologize, buddy. I'm so sorry for that mistake. I did not mean to do that stupid shit. Yo, what's up, Byron? Thank you for joining the chat. I got to check your messages on Instagram. Sorry, I've just been super fucking busy over the last couple days. Yeah, thank you for that, Val. God, coming through in a clutch, you are a lifesaver. This is why I cannot wait to get my new computer next week so I can not have to worry about the small shit and make mistakes like that. Yo, what's up, 5-star? Thank you for joining the chat. It's nice to see you here, especially at this late night hour. You guys are awesome. Every single one of you. Cheetah saying I got tossed into the night watch zone. Yup. I'm sorry, man. Like, I don't. You should have seen my reaction when I did it. I was like, no, fuck, shit, no. I didn't mean to do that. Yep, dark territory. Yep, Twilight Zone. Saying zoinks. Yep, Jinkies. Oh man. Yeah. Yeah, I was for sure. Like, I don't want scouring on Google how to unban someone and stuff because, I mean, I know like how to block somebody's like channel from their channel, but I didn't know if it was like any different from like banning them from the chat or something like that because I never really had to ban anyone like live from the chat. I haven't had to do it in a while. Damn. I love how he kind of like uses the axe as kind of like a machete. That was really cool. Yes, thank you again, Val. Thank you so much. I'm fucking sitting here over here. I was about to start breaking a sweat. I'm like, no. DJ saying, hey, Marcus, I'll leave a comment this after it ends about Tuesday movie updates. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I remember you, 5 star. I greatly appreciate you coming back. Saying, Marcus, I used to watch you all the time a few years ago. It's great rediscovering a great channel a few weeks ago. Yes, absolutely. I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be not only back, but doing this a lot more consistently. It feels good. It really does. Like not doing content for as long as I was, especially like on and off, and then really going on that long hiatus. Like that shit, there was definitely I had a void that was missing for sure. Like there was something that was missing and it was this. And I'm so glad that I'm back here with you all, watching the movies that we love, having the conversations that we love to have. It's truly a pleasure. Val saying, "Go see, never panic. I can always fix it." I know, Val. I just didn't know. I didn't know if you were like sleep, or I didn't know if you had something else to do, so on and so forth. But Val, thank you so much. Oh, I love that shot when she pulls the curtain and Jason's standing right there. And I love that shot they get too while he's like suffocating her and stuff, and it pans right up to his eyes, and you see that derangement in his eyes. I love that. Yeah, Jenna's dead, buddy. Or no, Bree. Bree's dead. Yeah, Bree's dead, buddy. Not Jenna. She ain't not yet anyway. Oh, I love that shot where a cop is pulling up. See, this is what I'm talking about. I wish they would have had this at the beginning of the movie. Like they had it in spots, but that blue light, that aura, like what we talked about with Jason Lives, how they had that throughout the entire movie. They should have kept that throughout the entirety of this movie because it fits so well with Jason Voorhees and the ambiance of the wilderness and the woods. Love that blue lighting. That's right. Thelma came to the rescue, aka Val. Yup. Cheetah saying I haven't had to ban anyone before either. I mean, back in the day, there was a couple that I did have to ban and stuff. There was a few, but it's been so long since that's happened that, I ain't gonna lie, I got rusty in regards to, banning someone and learning how to unban them. So yeah, it's been a while, man. Yes, absolutely. Thank you for that plug, DJ. Saying 5 star. Check out the Horror Hooligan podcast, first 2 episodes. Yes, you can find episode 1 on Destination Stations channel in the podcast tab, and then you can find episode 2 in the podcast tab for my channel. What's up, Pirate X? Saying Mickey Altieri is still alive. Hey, I mean, you never know. We'll see. We will definitely see. That would be nuts. A troll saying Jason was brutal in this movie. He was moving so fast, nobody stood a chance. Yeah, right. And that's what I love about Derek Mears' version of Jason Light. He was, you could say over aggressive, but that's what I want to see out of Jason. You know, I love that aspect of Jason when he is over aggressive. He's running after people and hawking them down and shit like that. And like he just has this menace. He has this menacingness to him that I feel certain other Jasons don't have. Heck yeah, 5-star. Definitely check it out. It's a little bit different too because you know, like the first podcast episode we did the 5 horror movies that shaped us as horror fans, and then the second one here on my channel, we talked about 6 ways how the slasher side of horror has evolved since it went mainstream and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely check them out. And we're going to have episode 3 Monday night, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And then Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. Central. Monday will be on Destin's channel. Wednesdays will be on my channel. Pirate X saying Dewey is alive too. Yep, I agree. I definitely agree. Dewey is alive too. Gail knows he was in a coma and did not want him to get hurt. I honestly don't think Gail does know, and I would not want her to know that he was in a coma. I would want his return to be a shock. I want it to be a surprise. I don't want Gail to know, because also you got to think about this. If Gail did know that Dewey was in a coma, she wouldn't have acted the way she did in regards to Ghostface taunting her about him in Scream 6. And then when Sam, you know, was talking to her in the shrine and stuff, and she said about, and they start playing Dewey's music, that basically you just got to find another loner after losing somebody that was close to you, like Dewey was to her, and stuff like that. Like you just got to pick up the pieces and move on and find yourself another loner. So me personally, I don't think Gail does know, and I wouldn't want her to know. If Dewey is going to come back in Scream 7 and it's going to be revealed he's alive, I want it to be a shock. I want to see the shock on Gail and Sydney's face. Yeah, right, a troll. He was moving like Ghostface. Hell yeah. Man, could you imagine being in the woods and seeing a big motherfucker like that and hearing those studs running after you? It's crazy. DJ saying, should Jason ever have a weakness? Question, should Jason ever have a weakness to him? I mean, excuse me. I feel like every horror icon has some type of weakness that needs to be exploited or can be exploited, but then at the same time, I will say it like this. Does it really matter if you're going to keep finding ways that work to bring them back? So maybe not. I'll say 50-50. Maybe he should have a weakness. Maybe he shouldn't. Right, Val. Absolutely. This Jason is pure brutality for sure. And thank you for hanging out, Val, for the rest of the stream. I greatly appreciate it. And I just love having you here. You know this. Yeah, Val is right. Water is his weakness. But see, that's the thing, Val. And I guess that's what I liked about Jason Lives is Jason happily, when Tommy invited him into the lake, it was like it was nothing to him. You know what I mean? And I know, in Freddy versus Jason, they did make it seem like that was a big weakness of Jason. But I guess you can have the best of both worlds, right? I guess one moment you can have him, you can portray him as afraid of water, but then in some sequences or movies, you can have him not afraid of water. Like maybe you portray it as early on he was afraid of it, but then over the course of time, he's no longer afraid of it. That's why I said earlier when we were doing the Jason Lives watch party, that's why I said for Freddy versus Jason, I didn't understand why they made that a point that Jason was afraid of water when in Jason Lives, how he was written in that movie, it's like he wasn't. He just, hey, come and get me. It's me you're out, remember? My boy just dropped Megan and just was like, oh yeah? You want to fuck around? You want to play? Watch this. You didn't think my ass could swim. Or your ass didn't think I can walk in this lake, but I can. You know what I mean? And I love how because he's about to they're getting Whitney out and stuff. They're helping her escape. And I love when Jason shows up and he sees she is gone. And he's just like he gives that look like, oh hell no, and he just is like starts trucking it after him. You stole my mom. Oh hell no. Love that. Love that. He looked like, oh, you motherfuckers. Like Tyson in Scream 3. Oh, you motherfuckers. Pirate X saying also in Scream 6, Mickey and Stu attacked Gale in Scream 6 because if you see how wacky the ghost face was, kind of like Mickey, and the grunts too sounded like him too, I think Stu killed Gale's boyfriend. I mean, it's not impossible. I don't know. Like I get it, with the grunts and stuff, but in all honesty, we really can't take those into account because it's a stuntman. But I get it, with I guess how somewhat clumsy the killer was. You could make the interpretation that Mickey, is alive or was him. But honestly, this is just me, Pirate. I don't think Mickey is alive. Granted, he didn't get shot in the head. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. He didn't get the love tap to the head. But I just don't know, man. I really don't. I personally don't see the point of Mickey being alive because he was never really in it to kill Sydney. You know what I mean? He was just along for the ride with Mrs. Loomis. His whole point was basically going down as a killer who basically wanted to get caught so that he could take it to trial and get away with it that way by saying that the movies, had an effect on him. So that's why, personally, especially if we're doing a Sidney Prescott story, I just don't see why Mickey would be back. And plus, he was a serial killer well before he even came after Sydney. So Val saying, I love being here. That's what I love to see and hear, Val. Honestly, that means a lot. That's, this, Val. We talk about it all the time. That's what I want here in this community. I want you guys to love being here. I want you guys to enjoy being here with me, watching these movies that we love and having great conversation. Man, I ain't gonna lie though. I'm a little upset that they killed Jenna off. Danielle Panabaker's character. I kind of wanted her to live. I wanted her to live and get with Clay. I felt like they were right for each other. I love that. Love this shot, and I love how it starts raining. Kind of takes you back to the first, the opening scene of the movie with, Pamela's brief introduction. Also, kind of reminds you of Jason Lives, with the rain. They did a really good job of incorporating aspects throughout the franchise in this movie for sure. And like you guys said earlier, like Breezy and stuff, like incorporating the first three movies specifically in this remake. Oh, wow. Hold on. DJ saying the last time I saw someone go through the floor was in Evil Dead. Yeah, right? Yes. Val saying that is true, Ghosty. He isn't afraid of it, but it is his downfall. Yep, absolutely, for sure. Yep. It definitely is. I'm so excited for Crystal Lake. I'm so excited to see what Linda Cardellini is going to do as Pamela Voorhees. And I'm excited to see if they're going, in the first season anyway, if they're going to have Jason killing alongside of her. I think that would be really fucking cool. So you gotta give it to Clay, man. He was giving Jason a run. You know what I mean? He was giving Jason a run for his money. He's my favorite character in this whole movie. I love Jared Padalecki's character in here, man. He's just an overall great actor. I would love to see him do more like horror movies, like big IPs. See, like here when she holds up the necklace, it's kind of reminiscent to Friday the 13th Part 2 with Jenny's character. Like when she puts on a sweater, like I mentioned earlier. Yup, you can stop now. It's okay. Yup. Nice callback. And then I didn't even like really notice this to now. The whole chains getting wrapped around him is reminiscent to Jason Lives. Yeah, see, they fucking did a great job with incorporating every little bit of nuance in regards to the franchise for the most part. Whoo! My boy, he's a fucking animal in here, man. Again, if they do a Friday the 13th movie where it is kind of like more modern times and stuff like that, and Jason is a little bit older, kind of like how he was in here, they need to bring Derek Mears back. And if they're not going to bring Derek Mears back, they should have Rhys Barrett, who played Johnny in A Violent Nature, take over. Because I thought that he was fucking great. As soon when I watched that movie, I was like, yeah, Rhys Barrett, if they're not going to have Derek Mears come back or even Kane Hodder, Rhys Barrett would be a great Jason. Damn, they threw my boy in the grinder. Kind of makes you think that Halloween Ends kind of stole this ending a little bit, don't you think? Yo, what's up, Mario Galvez? I have never seen you here in the community before. So if you're a new subscriber, thank you so much for joining the community. That's awesome. Glad to have you here. Saying Freddy versus Jason, that blonde was so hot, and love Kelly in it as well. Yeah, Monica Keena. Yeah, for sure. Yup. Yeah, Freddy versus Jason is it's a damn fun watch. It really is. I still wish, Kane Hodder would have been Jason, but we talked about that earlier, so it's neither here or there. But for the most part, Freddy versus Jason was a lot of fun. Yeah, I agree, Mario, for sure. Hell yeah. Definitely a good looking woman, for sure. And I love this ending, the callback to the original when Jason basically comes up out of the water, but instead, this time, he comes up from the deck and he's not a little kid. He's obviously grown up. Love that. Absolutely love it. It kind of reminds you of Friday the 13th Part 2 with Jenny's premonition, of Jason coming back after her and busting through the window and stuff like that. Yeah, now that I've rewatched this, I feel like Whitney's character is very much so like Jenny in Friday the 13th Part 2. And I love how they played into it. I remember initially watching this movie and I did not care for Whitney's character. But over the years, after rewatching it and rewatching it here tonight, her character has definitely grown on me. She's basically the new age Jenny. Pirate X saying he could be the key point for Mickey for Dewey to be alive. Hold on, let me reread that. He could be the key point for Mickey for Dewey to be alive. Was there another message to this? Hold on, or comment. Let me see real quick. Yeah, I don't know exactly what you mean by that, Pirate X. This is just me, and I'm not trying to like trash on your theory or your idea. If that's what you want to see, awesome. I'm all for people getting to see what they want in these horror movies. Just me personally, I personally don't see the point of bringing Mickey back alive just because of what the character was. You know what I mean? But hey, if they do bring him back, as long as it makes sense, I'm down with it because I like Mickey as a killer. I personally wish they would have kept him as a character, like a good guy character alongside Randy, but he was a damn good killer. And he did have one of the better motives in the franchise. So I don't blame you for wanting to see Mickey back. And Timothy Olyphant is awesome. Byron saying, how would you do a sequel to Friday the 13th, 2009? It's a good question. Well, in this one, they didn't have the camp open. It has been closed for however many years. They did a great job with finding a way to bring these characters to the camp because Trent's family obviously owned, where that cabin, that big ass house where they were staying and stuff. So maybe if you're going to do a sequel, you know what I mean, and stuff like that, maybe you go back to the old school feel of having, the camp reopen. You know what I mean? And they're going to, try to bring kids there. You have a bunch of camp counselors, trying to help reopen the place, so on and so forth. And you kind of take it back to basics a little bit because this was different because these characters weren't camp counselors. They were just a bunch of basically college kids who were on vacation at a friend's, cabin that so happened to be in Crystal Lake, which is why now that we revisit this, I do like that aspect of it because it is different. You know what I mean? These kids aren't camp counselors, so they got away from the norm. But if you wanted to kind of go back to the norm for a sequel for this, I can see that happening. And then maybe, I don't see why you would bring Will or Clay or Whitney's character back. So you would have to basically go with a whole new cast and a whole new main character. But it's not like it hasn't been done before. So yeah, if they were going to do a sequel to this, I would just basically say kind of take it back to the basics a little bit. but still make it their own, their own. Try not to do too much of the same. Just give us a little bit of the same, but add some new nuances to it. Mario saying, "Where's my invite for the watch party? What watch party are you referring to? Because we're doing a watch party for Saw 2 tomorrow. So if you are not busy, you can definitely, hop in the chat and come hang out with us and watch Saw 2. I'm also going to be doing a live watch party for Fear Street 1978 on Sunday. So we got a few live watch parties that's going to be coming up here. Pirate X saying, anyway, do you think Freddie and Robert Englund return as Freddie by any chance? Nah, Robert even has said he's done. He's too old. He's still like his wrists are fucked up. He has a fucked up back. Now, if you're gonna maybe have him do something to where basically we get introduced to a new Freddie, so to speak, and the old Freddie and Robert Englund kind of like passes the torch, so to speak, I can see something like that. Or maybe Robert does some voiceover work, maybe something like that, but I personally don't think full-time for a full-time like new Freddie movie. Yeah, Robert has even went on record saying he's finished, but he also told a friend of mine that if they throw the gringo at him, it's a possibility. I feel like this. If he were to do it, because obviously we see Tobin Bell well into his 80s still playing Jigsaw John Kramer. I think if Robert were to do it, they would have to throw him a fuckload of money. That's number one. But two, he might not have to. Basically, they have to make it to where he doesn't do too much, because he has even said like putting the makeup on and being under all that, hot ass, that sweater and stuff. It gets exhausting. It's a process and stuff like that. So unless they throw the bag at him, I can't see him wanting to go through that process again. And even if they did and he were to come back, I think Freddie would be more like Robert, coming back as Freddie would be more like, I don't want to say off screen, but you don't see like much of him up close. You see him menacing the victims from afar. You know what I mean? Like basically like a silhouette in so many ways. Mario saying, any news on a new Friday the 13th? I did see earlier that they have dropped info on Crystal Lake and new character roles. So that's something that I'm definitely going to be looking into when I wake up tomorrow, and probably pop a video out about it over the next couple of days and stuff like that. But yeah, we did get some new Crystal Lake news earlier today. Well, earlier, Friday. DJ saying, I just wish Scream could adopt the 3 movies into a 2-part movie. Scream 7 and Scream 8 to be the final movie of the Scream franchise. Yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe that is what they're doing with Scream 7 and Scream 8. We don't know, DJ. I don't think that even if they do it like that, Scream ain't going to stop. You know what I mean? They're going to keep making movies especially because Spyglass, you got to think, when Spyglass bought the rights, they just basically came back. Like Spyglass basically went out of business. They folded, and then somebody bought Spyglass out from the original owners and basically are building it back up. So in my opinion, they're not going to want to stop. They're not going to stop making Scream movies because it makes them a lot of fucking money. You know what I mean? So in regards to maybe Sydney's story for Scream 7 and Scream 8, ending it there, yeah, I could see that. But I could also see going beyond that point, maybe we focus on Sydney's daughter, or maybe we focus on a bunch of new characters, because anybody could be Ghostface, you know, and you can tell a brand new story of somebody putting on a Ghostface costume to come after somebody else. And let's keep in mind, we still don't know how they're going to write the Carpenter sisters out of Scream 7. There's a possibility down the road they could get Melissa and Jenna back. You know what I mean? And I know some people think it's very far-fetched, and I understand that. But Cary Elves, even though it was kind of somewhat different situation, Cary Elves also had an issue with the studio in regards to the Saw franchise. And what happened? He ended up coming back in Saw 7. So anything is possible, especially if Gary Barber, who was basically said to be behind Melissa's firing and the beef, that's where the beef stems from. If he were to step down and the other executives were to go to Melissa and apologize and maybe even issue a public apology, so on and so forth, however they decide to do it, they could decide to go back to that story. Guy Busick said in his interview with Comic Book from a couple of weeks ago that at least in another universe even, which I kind of took as maybe the Kirby spinoff, if they do that, he wants to keep making Core 4 movies if he's going to be the writer for these Scream movies. So anything's possible, but I don't think Scream is going to be done after Scream 7 and Scream 8, especially if Scream 7 and if Scream 8 is a hit, not just financially, but the fans love them. They're not going to stop. Yeah, Val saying Pirate X don't think Robert will do Freddy anymore. He says it's too hard on his body at his age. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think it's over. Pirate saying, I mean, there is CGI. Yeah, definitely. But I personally don't think that Robert would be okay with that. You know what I mean? I just don't. I could be wrong, though. And then on top of that, do we really want to see a CGI Freddy? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, especially with how sometimes that CGI looks shit that don't look right. DJ saying it would be Ari to play Jason at least once other than just as a child now that Ari is an adult. Yeah, he could if he wants to do it. Yeah, for sure. That would be a nice, little full circle moment. Have the original guy who played Jason as a boy come back as an adult and play Jason as an adult. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm not against that. Byron saying this ending was handled better than Halloween Ends did. I'm sorry. No, you're absolutely right. I'm just saying in terms of like chaining Jason up and trying to put him in a grinder, it kind of reminds you of Halloween Ends. It kind of makes you think like Halloween Ends kind of bit off of that ending a little bit. Pirate X saying, I mean, Michael Keaton came back as Beetlejuice at his 70s, so you never know. Yeah, I mean, yeah. But I feel Robert as Freddy, it's a lot more work as Freddy than it is for Michael with Beetlejuice. That's just me. Yes, DJ, great movie. Yes, it's a fun watch. It's one of the better remakes. It definitely is one of the better remakes to come out. And it deserves more love. Like, I feel like if people would really like sit down and really watch this movie and think about the nuances and think about all the callbacks and all the little nuggets from throughout the franchise, add in the cast, which is really good, add in Derek Mears' performance, I think they would appreciate it a lot more if they looked at it from that type of mindset. I mean, like, basically kind of get the original Jasons out of your head. You know what I mean? And focus on what you're watching in this moment with this movie. Paula saying, loved the movie. Awesome. I'm glad you loved it, Paula. That's what I like to see. Pirate X saying, I mean, Mickey could be in a coma like Dewey. or for his trial. I mean, maybe. I just feel like we would have heard something about that already. But hey, I could be wrong. We don't know what they're going to do for Scream 7, so we're going to have to see. Yo, what's up, Anthony? Man, we got to get together soon, bro. We got to get together soon. We got to get together for a stream, bro. I miss talking to you. Saying at work, but bet this was a great watch. Easily my favorite of the franchise. How blessed we were during the remake craze of the 2000s. Yeah, man. I mean, there was definitely some remakes, like, Halloween's that I don't really care for and stuff. But for the most part, we definitely did get some solid remakes in the 2000s for sure. My Bloody Valentine, I thought was awesome. The Texas Chainsaw Massacres was great. Love the 2003 remake. Say there was other ones too. I would say Black Christmas. I thought the Black Christmas remake was pretty solid. It was okay. It wasn't like the original, but it was okay. But just being horror fans, it definitely was a fun time, getting all these remakes and seeing different takes on our beloved horror franchises, even if we didn't care for some of them in the end of them. You have a great point there, Anthony. Glad that you could make it in, and definitely taking time out, from work, to come check your boy out. We got to get together for a stream soon, bro. Hit me up on Instagram and let me know when you can stream and stuff like that, what days you're off and stuff, and we'll put something together. I'll be honest, Anthony, I would love to do like a Children of the Corn franchise like review live stream with you. Paul is saying, I agree, Marcus. He is one of my faves. Yeah. Byron saying, I would have Robert do the voice. ADR for Freddy. Who's ADR? Let me know. And let the act or who played Vecna from Stranger Things do it, or maybe Kevin Bacon. I'd be down for Kevin Bacon for sure. I think Kevin would actually absolutely slay that role. But for me, outside of Dave McRae, because I think Dave McRae needs to be put in that conversation. But for me, personally, I want Matthew fucking Lillard to play Freddy Krueger. I think he would do such a great job. I just have this idea in my head. Like, oh man, I would love to see Matthew play that role. And that would be a nice little homage to Wes Craven. Breezy saying, I want to see them do a Freddy animated show and bring Robert in. Yeah, if it's animated, he could definitely do the voiceover. Yep, as the voice. Yep. Yeah, I can definitely see that. Hey, what's going on, Anthony Martinovic? I hope I said that right. Please don't hate me if I didn't, But I'm saying hi. Hey, hello to you as well. We are about to wrap up the stream here. It is, getting really late and stuff, but I greatly appreciate you stopping in and gracing us with your presence. And I don't think I've ever seen you here in the community before. So if you are a new subscriber, welcome. And thank you for shooting that subscribe button. It means a lot. And welcome to the community. I greatly appreciate it. Love to have you here. Byron asking, do you think Rowan Campbell could play Michael Myers in future installments, or maybe let Aaron Armstrong or Douglas Tate? I don't know much about Douglas Tate, but Aaron Armstrong is my number one pick. That's who I want to play the next Michael, especially in the Halloween TV show. I think he did a fantastic job in that retcon scene in Halloween Kills. He's got the walk down, the mannerisms, everything. So I would want Aaron Armstrong. But Rowan Campbell, I'm a firm believer that Corey is not dead. So I don't think Rowan would be coming back as, a Michael Myers figure. Maybe he gets a new Michael Myers mask or jumpsuit. I don't think that. I think if they were to ever bring Corey back, he'd be his own entity in terms of having a different mask, different outfit, so on and so forth. Breezy saying Robert is almost 80. Leave that man alone. His best bet is voice acting in a Nightmare on Elm Street cartoon or animated TV show. Yeah, I mean, I'd have to agree with that. Like I said, the only way I could see Robert returning to a Nightmare on Elm Street film in physical form is if they throw a shitload of money at him and if the work for the role is minimal. Pirate X asking, do you think we might see more Halloween movies in the Thorn timeline? God, I hope not. I really don't. Like, I mean, to a degree, I've always wanted them to follow up on Tommy Doyle, Kara, and her son, Danny, to a degree, but I'm not a fan of the whole Thorn thing. I do not like my Michael Myers being controlled by anyone. I don't like that. And I absolutely fucking hated what they did in that movie with the whole incestory angle. I hate it. I know some people like that, and I'm not like the incestory part, but I know some people are fans of the Thorn trilogy. I respect your opinion if you do. But for me, I fucking hate it, and I don't ever want to see it again. I really don't. I hate that whole angle. You know, it's like John Carpenter said years ago when he was talking about Rob Zombie's Halloween. Michael Myers is a force of nature. It's getting late. Michael Myers is a force of nature that should not be explained. It should be left open for interpretation on what type of entity he is. And that's what I'm sticking with to the day this is all over. But hey, if that's what you want to see, Pirate X, hey, I mean, maybe they might do it. We'll have to wait and see. We don't know. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, Anthony. Yo, I'm telling you, man. And I'm telling you, we got to do that, bro. We got to do that. I just put Destin on to the first Children of the Corn a couple weeks ago, and he fucking loved it, bro. Like, I'm telling you, I definitely want to get some Children of the Corn content done, and I need you here for it, man. I need you. I need you here for it. Come on. Your name speaks for itself. You're a child of the corn. So I need my aficionado of this franchise here with me, man. Oh, okay. Byron saying ADR is another term for voice acting. Oh, okay. Got you. I never even really knew that. No. Ooh, that's a sneaky good pick, Paula. I like that. Devin Sawa as Freddy. I like that. I absolutely love that. I'm a big fan of Devin Sawa. I wish they would stop pussyfooting around and give him his role back in Final Destination and reveal what I have always known, and that's Alex Browning is still alive. You need to stop playing with my boy. DJ saying, don't forget the live streams here on this channel and Destin's live watch party, as well as Horror Hooligans podcast, first 2 episodes on Destination Station, and on here on Wednesday. Yes, Horror Hooligans podcast every Monday and Wednesday. Mondays is on Destin's channel, and Wednesdays is here on my channel. We did episode 1 on Destin's channel on Monday. We did episode 2 Wednesday this past week here on my channel. So episode 3 is going to be on Destin's channel, 4 will be on my channel, and then it'll keep rotating in that order. Thank you, DJ, for the plug. I greatly appreciate that. And that's another thing I even told Destin I'm working on too, and stuff like that, because, you know, Destin be busy. You know, he got kids and then stuff like that. I'm going to start clipping like shorts up of the podcast to make them into shorts to put them on YouTube, and making ads so that you guys can, especially because sometimes YouTube for some reason turns off the notifications on y'all for some reason. I know they do that or whatever, so that you guys can at least have an ad to see, you know what I mean? So you know when to catch the next episode of the podcast. And plus, I think making those type of ads and also taking some of our content and turning them into shorts will also get more eyeballs, obviously. So yeah, I'm working on all that. I've been a man on a mission this week. Like I'm making a new intro for my live streams. Like I got shit working. Like I've been on a fucking roll. Cheetah saying welcome. Again, Cheetah, I'm so sorry, man. Again, I know I'm not trying to beat a dead horse, but I really feel bad for what the fuck I did earlier. I know Val fixed it, but I feel like a jackass for that. Byron saying, what if the writers from Stranger Things, the Duffer Brothers, wrote a script for a new Nightmare on Elm Street movie? Well, I will say this. Excuse me. That is something that I am going to be incorporating here on the channel. I've never watched Stranger Things. I keep hearing a lot of great things about it. You guys know I am more slasher oriented. I'm not really big into the supernatural type of stuff, but I'm willing to give certain things a chance. And I keep hearing great things about Stranger Things. And I think I would be better suited to answer this question once I start watching some of these episodes here on the channel. So that's what I'm going to go with in that regard, Byron. I'll have to see how I feel about Stranger Things to come to a conclusion about how I feel about those writers doing a Nightmare on Elm Street movie. Yep, that's right. DJ saying Destin's podcast on Mondays. I shop 6 times on Wednesdays. Yep, absolutely. And you guys can go to the podcast tab. You guys go to the podcast tab on each of our channels. That's where you will find the Horror Hooligans podcast episodes. Pirate X saying, Breezy, I would love Robert, him to do the voice acting, to be honest. Yeah, man, I wouldn't mind it neither. Yep, DJ saying they are together, 2 hosts for 1 podcast on 2 nights of the week. Yep, absolutely. Byron saying, Rob, I'm assuming you're saying Rowan Campbell. Rowan Campbell gave me Dick Warlock vibes when he played Michael. He could do it since James Drew Courtney doesn't want to do it anymore. Well, see, that's the thing, Byron. James didn't say he didn't want to do it anymore. When they asked the question, will he come back as Michael if they were to do another Halloween movie where Michael was, I guess, I want to say maybe between 50s and 60s. It's not that he doesn't want to do it. He's just super busy. He has a lot of projects. Like he's directing movies. He's going to be in movies, stunt work, all that. So he's just super busy. But I personally think we need to go with a younger Michael anyway. I think it's time. We had the trilogy where Michael was fucking 60-something, almost pushing 70 years old. So I kind of want to get a little bit of a younger Michael. I want a Michael who's more maybe in his early to mid 20s or in the 30s. Right, Val, I'm right there with you. I already know, Val. Val saying, ew, please no Thorn Colt. Yes, I'm not with that neither. Val saying, especially being controlled by some Dungeon and Dragons like dice shit. Yeah, I agree, Val. Yeah, I'm not for it. I'm not for it. No, that's the thing, though, Pirate X. Pirate X saying, oh, man, I loved Halloween 4. I love Halloween 4, too. But if I'm not mistaken, and I could be wrong, but they didn't introduce the Thorn until Halloween 5. You know what I mean? So I don't want them to go in that direction. I don't. You know what I mean? But Halloween 4, I love Halloween 4. Absolutely love Halloween 4. I just did a video, I want to say about a week ago, pitching a prequel story for the TV series for Rachel Carruthers' character to return as a child because of her history with Laurie Strode. Because in Halloween 4, Rachel talks to Jamie about how Laurie babysat her when she was Jamie's age. And I think it would be a cool idea to kind of revisit that. Obviously, you would have to have somebody young play Rachel's character. And then if you kind of want to reimagine Halloween 4 for the TV series, you would have to have somebody new play teenage Rachel. But to lead into a new Halloween movie, basically we'd be recapping those characters, Jamie and Rachel, as they were younger, but then do a big time jump to where we would get Ellie Cornell and Danielle Harris back as adult Jamie and as adult Rachel. I love Halloween 4. And I will say this, Dwight H. Little has pitched an idea to for the TV series. And as we know, Dwight was the director of Halloween 4. So we don't know what the hell they're going to do yet, but I'm really hoping that Dwight gets his wish because he wants to bring back Rachel and Jamie. And I want that more than anything for the Halloween franchise. I feel like they deserve to have their moment in the sun. They got fucking railroaded all those years back, and those sins need to be atoned for. Hopefully we get it. Pirate saying that was a shit-ass good storyline. I don't agree. I just don't agree. If you're talking about the Cult of Thorn, I do not agree. I think that once we got to Halloween 5 and then Halloween 6, I can't, man. I can't. I don't like nobody controlling Michael because it takes away from the whole aspect of what Dr. Loomis said all those years. And even at the beginning of Halloween 6 with Tommy Doyle's narration in the opening, you can't control evil. You can lock it up, you can burn it, you can pray that it dies, but it never will. It just rests for a while. You know, which I find it really odd how Halloween 6, they had Tommy recite that and say evil can't be controlled, but then we fuck around and find out he's being controlled by Dr. Wynn. So that's just me, man. I'm not a fan of the Cult of Thorn. Pirate saying, but the masks were terrible, to be honest. Yeah, Halloween 4's mask wasn't that great. Halloween 5's mask was even worse. I will give credit to this for Halloween 6. It definitely did, in terms of cinematography, have a great Halloween feel. It looked and felt like a Halloween movie. And Michael's mask was actually pretty solid in Halloween 6, in my opinion. It wasn't bad. But everything else outside of the Tommy Doyle character and the fact that that was Donald Pleasant's last Halloween movie, I can't get behind the whole Cult of Thorn. I can't. DJ saying Children of the Corn 1884, right? Right, yep. Oh, I don't know if I've ever even seen this. Have Cheetah Will View saying we need a Sharks in the Corn watch party. I've never even heard of that. Okay. I'm gonna have to check it out. And I will say this, I actually got a photo op with Dick Warlock at my first ever convention back in 2022 at Horror Hound. Such a cool dude, like very, very down to earth, very sweet guy. Awesome. And I'm not gonna lie, he kind of reminds me of my Uncle Jose. I'm not gonna lie, they kind of look alike. I even told him that too. I was like, I said, you look just like my Uncle Jose. And he just chuckled and stuff. I'm like, yeah, it was crazy. Felt like I was shaking hands with my uncle. It was kind of weird. But Pirate saying, hear me out, Dick Warlock as Freddy. But see, that's the thing. He's up there in age too. You know? I feel like if we're going to, get Freddy again, it needs to be somebody who's a little bit younger. And some will say, oh, Matthew Lillard is in his 50s. And Kevin Bacon, I think, is, I want to say, in his 60s. But those are all big differences compared to somebody being in their 70s and 80s. And Matthew, even though he's in his 50s, he doesn't look it. If this was like back in the day, once Robert was like done with the role and didn't want to do it anymore and stuff like that, I'll put it this way. If this was after Freddy versus Jason or like the 2009 remake, yeah, I could see Dick Warlock playing that role. It depends also, though, in regards to his dialogue. You know what I mean? Is he going to be charismatic? Is he going to have that sense of humor to him? So on and so forth that Freddy is known for. I've never seen Dick Warlock play that type of role, so I can't tell you if that would work out. Paul is saying, I agree. He had a photo with the glove on his Instagram and it got taken down quickly. Huh? What do you mean by that, Paula? Let me know before I end the stream. Breezy saying 8-6 is the second worst in a franchise behind Ends. I'll even say this, and some might disagree. I think 8-6 is worse than Ends. You know what I mean? Like, that's just my opinion. You know, I think Halloween 6 is definitely worse than Halloween Ends. If you would have asked me a couple years ago when Halloween Ends came out, excuse me, I probably would agree with you, Breezy. You know, because what they did to Michael in that movie had me so fucking furious that I was saying, this is the worst in the franchise. They fucking destroyed Michael. I fucking hate what they did. I was snapping, you know, but after going back and rewatching the movie a few times, I don't hate it as much as I used to. I get the angle where they were trying to go with. I just felt it would have been better executed and would have meant a lot more if it would have been Cameron's character, Lonnie's son, Cameron Elam. I felt it would have been a lot better if they would have had him be the Corey Cunningham. Because remember in Halloween Kills, when Michael shoves him up against the wall, Michael looks directly into his eyes. And I felt like it would have meant more because we seen him in Halloween 2018. We seen him in Halloween Kills. And then if he would have lived and would have gained that evil from Michael in Halloween Ends, it would kind of come full circle. And plus, he was Allison's boyfriend. And he was an Elam, which Lonnie had a direct tie-in to Michael in that trilogy because of that retcon in Halloween Kills. So I feel like Halloween Ends would have been a lot better in message in regards to, you know, evil changes shape if it would have been Cameron instead of Corey. But I like Corey's character. But I can never forgive them for what they did to Michael in that movie. That whole pitch of he's nothing more than a man in a mask was pure, utter bullshit. It was. I'm sorry. He's not just a man in a mask. There's a reason he has been called the boogeyman throughout his entire existence. You know, he is the boogeyman. He is the face of evil. You know, he is evil in its greatest form. That pale, nothing, emotionless face. And they need to get back to that. I'm really hoping they get back to that for the Halloween TV series. I am going to scroll up here in the chat because I am about to end the stream. But I greatly appreciate every single one of you guys who hung out with me at this late hour to do this live watch party for Friday the 13th, 2009 remake. You guys voted this in. I'm happy to present this for you guys. This was definitely a fun watch. You know, minus, you know, me accidentally banning Cheetah. This was definitely a lot of fucking fun. It was. But again, thank you to our general for coming through and saving the fucking day. Thank you so much again, Val. Byron Weaver saying A24 should get the rights to Children of the Corn. I don't want them touching it. No. I'm like with A24. Sometimes they do some really weird shit that I'm just like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I know a lot of people like their movies and stuff like that. Some of their movies are solid and they, you know, put out some good stuff. There's some other ones that I'm just like, what was y'all thinking? Like, I don't know. But me personally, I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to see them pick up Children of the Corn. I just wish they would fucking leave that franchise alone, man. I really do, because in my opinion, because they haven't done it yet, how many fucking remakes has Sci-Fi made of Children of the Corn or sequels that they have done and stuff? You're never going to find somebody to play the role of Isaac and Malachi the way that John Franklin and Courtney Gaines played those roles, in my opinion. Those type of actors for those type of roles come a dime a dozen. And I just wish they would let that franchise alone. The original one, to me, there shouldn't have been more made after the original one, you know? And if you were going to make more, then you should have had it focus on the girl who was at the end of the first one, who got knocked out by Burt with the car door, who was pregnant, you know, because she was obviously still down with the cult shit. I would have liked to see a sequel for that because she tied into the first one. But I just wish they would leave that alone because the first one is so damn good and so iconic to me. Like, but that's just my opinion. Pirate X saying, "Hear me out. Cotton is still alive." I wish Cotton was still alive. I really do, Pirate. I feel like that his kill in Scream 3 was an injustice. I definitely wanted to see more Cotton in the Scream franchise, but I think he's finito. I do. I really, really do. Right. And Val makes a great point. Val saying he could be Pirate X, but see no purpose for him to still be alive unless they're going to do a prequel. Yeah, right. If they're going to do a prequel, like focusing on Marine before the events of Scream 1996, then I'd be down for that. You know, I would be down for that because our very own Talking Star Wars Shannon, she has, you know, she asked me a great question in one of my comment section for, I think it was one of the live watch party comment threads that she asked me, you know, about Marine. Do we think that Marine got a call from Ghostface before she died? And me personally, I do wonder if she did, but I also wonder, did Billy and Stu, when they killed her, were they wearing the Ghostface costumes then? So Val brings up a great point. In my opinion, I don't think Cotton has a purpose to be back unless they are going to do a prequel, and that prequel is a story focusing solely on Marine Prescott. Mario saying, "I love Halloween 4. I do too. Absolutely. Hell yes. That's one of my favorite ones. Mario saying Terrifier is the killer Art the Clown. Yeah, he's really good. To me, and some might disagree, to me, Art the Clown is the modern day king of horror in regards to new slashers coming out. I know a lot of people like Hatchet and Victor Crowley. I love Hatchet. I think it's a good franchise. I think it's a good little series. I still think I just like Art the Clown better. I do. I love the fact that he has so many Freddy elements to him, but he also stands out on his own. Right, exactly, DJ. Yup, and that's the best part about this community. We can agree to disagree, but still have a great time with each other. You know, we're not always going to agree with or have the same ideas. You know, everybody has their own philosophy on what they want to see for their favorite horror movies. All right, I am going to end the chat on this last comment here from Breezy. Breezy says, Ends is still the worst for me, though the momentum they had in kills just to fuck it all up in the worst possible way is just crazy. I do agree with you in that regard, Breezy. Like, they did have a lot of momentum from Halloween Kills. There was a lot of ideas that I thought, you know, that they should have went with for the next movie in Halloween Ends that they just completely abandoned. I hate how they built Michael up to be so indestructible in Kills, just to basically whitewash it in Halloween Ends and basically be like, oh no, he's not that. He's not what we thought he was, so to speak. I do hate that. I will say this. I feel like Halloween Ends would have been a better movie if you would have had Halloween Kills end at the Myers house with Laurie finally killing Michael off there, because that's where their story began, with her dropping off the letter at the Myers house in the original movie. I always felt that way. You know, if you were going to end Michael and Laurie's story once and for all, if you were going to kill Michael off once and for all, it would have to be in the Myers house where it all began, you know, and then maybe in Halloween Ends, you kind of go with I don't want to say an exact idea of Season of the Witch, but you go in a different direction and introduce us to a new killer, a new slasher that is basically based on Halloween night and basically is a new foe to Laurie. That kind of does remind her of Michael, but this killer has his own flavor. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. Like this new killer would have had his own flavor. But they definitely did drop the ball. They definitely did. Val saying still going to have that Ends conversation. Go see Ends isn't as bad as you like, and I will show you the way. I mean, Val, you've convinced me before, so maybe you might be able to do it again. You know this, Val, because we feel about Michael the same exact way. I just don't like my boy being fucked with like that. I don't. You know what I mean? Like, I absolutely hated it. Like, I still hate it. You know, I just wish, like I said, I would like Ends a lot better if they would have killed Michael off in Halloween Kills at the Myers house. The story between him and Laurie comes full circle, and then we see Laurie have to fucking deal with a new killer, whether it's Corey Cunningham or whatever, who has their own flavor to where you still play into that evil changes shape aspect, you know, without having to need Michael for it. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. Because anybody can be evil in this world and not have to get a transference of power, you know, into their eyeballs and stuff like that. But hey, Val, you know, if there's anybody who could convince me that Ends isn't as bad from a psychological standpoint, it would be you. I will give you that credit. I will definitely give you that. Paula saying I posted a great comment and answered your question. Hold on, let me go back up here. Oh man, I'm gonna have to go all the way back up. Hold on. Oh, okay. Devin had a picture with the glove. Ooh, okay. So with Freddy's glove. Yeah, hey, that'd be awesome. Again, like I said, I would love to see Devin Sawa play Freddy Krueger. That's a great choice for sure. But all right, guys, I am going to end it here. I am getting fucking tired if you guys can't tell, you know, but this was definitely a fun time. This entire day, this entire Friday the 13th, you know, bonanza that we had with both of these watch parties was really fun. And then going on Destin's channel, talking Scream Talk and just hanging out and stuff. This was definitely a blast today. But your boy is tired. He is going to go get his ass a shower and going to go get some rest so I can get ready for tomorrow's Saw 2 live watch party. And also maybe crank out a regular video in the process as well. So I greatly appreciate every single one of you guys. You guys are awesome. Enjoy the rest of your night. Get some sleep. I will catch you guys tomorrow. Love every single one of you guys.